Certain to see some fireworks for this one. If you're tuning in now, it's a great time to tune in because you're about to see a display of incredible Rocket League skill. Let's go ahead and get into it with the commentary. It's going to be Leaf and Findable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
I don't think they emphasize show enough. I mean, we got some exciting players. These guys know how to put on a show and make everyone excited. There's going to be some crazy stuff, and I expect the tone of this match is going to be fun.
It should be fire, honestly. I mean, but James was talking about it. Cooks here blew the lid off of RLCS. He went out of his mind. You saw so much excitement and fire in him. And just a little history for those of you who don't know who Bipod is. Bipod is actually a very strong veteran of the Rocket League prequel, and I've talked to a lot of old veterans, and a lot of them think he could potentially be named one of the best players of the prequel. He didn't come into Rocket League as strong as a lot of the veterans had, so that's why he fell a little bit behind. But he was a sub on Flipside, so obviously he's got a lot of skill, or they wouldn't have put him there. And now he's teamed up with Mike Rules. We all know how crazy good Mike Rules is. A very critical player, critical of his own play. Notices every mistake he makes as soon as it happens. So he's quick to make changes mid-game. But again, against Flipside, who picked up Greasy Meister, who I talked about earlier, one of the most solid, consistent mechanical players. And then Marky Duda. Again, Marky Duda, that entire roster, I don't even know what to say, honestly. They're just nuts.
They're strong, and as the Desk was mentioning too, especially having Greasy on there, is such a fast player. I mean, he came from Northern Gaming, who have one of the fastest play styles, so he's already used to being at that top level pace. Like, he knows what he's doing, and that team he has around him, Marky Duda, Cooksir, so good at understanding their teammates, being able to adapt to what their teammates are doing. And having someone on their team like that, I think it's just going to be no problem for them. But again, on the other side, like it's so tough to see which way this would go because you have a team that's in this Good Morning probably for just a lot of fun. Like, I know they're having a blast with this, and that good mindset could actually carry them very, very far.
I mean, it's carried them this far. They've made it to a qualifying match in the upper bracket, which means they haven't lost a series yet.
Absolutely.
They've been putting it through. But as far as Flipside goes, once Mike Rules took his step down, I think Greasy was a great pickup for them. He can match their speed. He's one of the few players in the world that can probably actually keep up with Flipside on their own team.
I'm actually excited to see Spoonie, a player I'm not super familiar with, see what he can show up today as he's playing against, well, technically the second best team in the world after RLCS here. And we're going to get underway with game number 1, Good Morning versus Flipside Tactics. This is going to be a fun one as both teams try to start off their pace early on. And there's Spoonie. Nice, beautiful hat there as he tries to get in the way. We have Good Morning trying to set up a play, not able to break past midfield here finally. Mike Rules, of course, being the one to get out and get a shot on net. The follow-up from Spoonie. Going to get blocked out by the defense on the side of Flipside Tactics. Right back down into Good Morning's side. It's really confusing me having Mike not on Flipside.
Yeah, that is messing things up. But I've been watching Spoonie on his camera for a bit. He's been positioning himself well. He's trying to play the smart game. I don't know what his mechanical skill level is. He's not a player that I see very frequently. Actually, I don't know if I've really ever watched him play. But he's just trying to keep in good position. He knows Mike Rules and Bipod are going to be able to pull off a lot of the crazy stuff. So he's trying to get those follow-ups, and that's exactly what he needs to do.
Shot almost coming up from Marky Duda there. That's going to go a little bit wide as Good Morning now finally has a chance to break out, but a miss from Bipod. He's going to have Spoonie to follow that one up. Bipod sending it to the corner for Mike. Mike getting contested by Marky. That's going to fly to midfield now. Cooks and Greasy, they're moving up in that formation. Scary spot. Bipod is going to maintain composure, though. Be able to send that back. Greasy waiting for that one as they clear out. Pressure from Marky Duda. No real opportunities on net. Mike with the only real shot so far in this game. Approaching 2 minutes into it. Still 0-0. Cooks here now with a shot off the wall. Easy stop there by Mike as that drops in front of that GM box. Mike is going to be able to clear it. Cooks here with a whiff, giving Spoonie a chance now to carry this down. Can he get it over? Marky Duda not past Greasy, though. He's going to receive that one high, send it back to midfield.
It seems like a silly thing, but Cooks here using an Octane for the longest time he was in the Batmobile. He was very known. It was like a signature thing. He was one of the first guys.
Chance for Greasy, though, to put one in. First goal to interrupt you there.
Bipod not able to make contact on this while inside of the net. He tries to get around it, but he front flips just a little bit too quick. I think a little bit of a panic mode. Doesn't judge it quite well. Greasy just kind of tracing it, seeing what Bipod does with it. And once he realized there was a mistake, he capitalizes.
Now finally the first goal on the scoreboard in favor of Flipside Tactics in game number 1. See if an answer can come quick from Good Morning. It's been a lot of back and forth so far as we only have 1 goal on the scoreboard at that halfway mark. See if the lead can be extended as Cooks here puts that back on offense. Follow up from Greasy, chips that towards the net. Mike Rules with a toss right back to him. Says try again. Bipod gonna try to get this one off the ground, but Cooks here does get that touch marking to send that straight down. No one there to receive a pass though. Maybe expecting a shot. There's one hard off the crossbar. The follow-up from Marky Duda. Cooks here, I think, tries to get the steal, but a nice easy toss from Marky Duda.
That hard hit from Cooks here, midfield. It looked like it was on target for a second, but hits the crossbar, and then we have Mike Rules and Bipod kind of bumping into each other in the middle. Bipod didn't go up for that, and Mike Rules looked like he really wanted to try and chase that out. Probably didn't notice the Bipod was there. They bumped into each other, leaving an open net for Flipside Tactics.
2 goals up now for Flipside Tactics. Good Morning, gonna have to try to pull these ones back. Again, still good stuff from Greasy there, actually. That was a really good play to keep possession of that one. Send it right back down to midfield, gives us a chance, a time to recuperate and try to break out of their own end. They haven't done so thus far. Finally have a chance here. Marky Duda with a good follow-up as they slowly but surely move that down towards that blue side. In front of the net, Spoonie is gonna have to push it to the side. Only option for him there. Mike Rules, knowing where that was gonna go, sends it to midfield, but Greasy with a touch at mid, sends it right back down for his teammates. Marky Duda with another shot potential off the crossbar, the pass out front. Cooks here, Greasy, both going for that overcommitted. Could be an open net, but Bipod missing that touch once again is going to leave the possession back into the hands of Cooks here.
Flipside's taking opportunities that they know they have as opposed to trying to force them, which I like to see so early on in the series. Sure, trying to feel out Good Morning, plus they know Mike Rules is just an absolute menace to be up against. They don't want to let him get any kind of situations where he has full control. So they're making plays happen. They're not overcommitting for anything that's risky or wild, but they're making passes in front of the net, taking the shots.
Final minute of gameplay, and I just noticed all of Good Morning have pylons on. Good team synergy there. Shot from Mike's going to be on target. Brings him down to only 1 goal down. 54 seconds left. Still very, very possible for him to come back.
And this is what happens when you let a traffic cone Mike Rules have any space. That shot from the corner, we've talked about it before. Teams don't always expect it. With the power and accuracy he had, he knew full well that was going, and he took his time with that shot, popped it right over that last defender, known as a net, to try and stop it.
Absolutely right, and he knows what he's doing. Another one going towards their net, though. Almost having their goal answered quickly by Flipside. As they don't want that. They want to get another one to even it up. Mike doing everything he can to fight it out. Moving on to offense. Expecting teammates to get that ball to him. Finally do, but a little bit too late. Bipod's just going to bully them in net there. Mike Rules taking possession. Spoonie leaving it for him in front of the net. Pressure from Spoonie, but gives it straight over to Greasy. Not the most well-placed shot, and that's going to send back down to their own end. Weird spot for them now. Spoonie once again in the situation, having to put it to the side off the post. Cooks here couldn't get it, but Marky is going to secure it by forcing his way through.
A little too complacent in their own half. We saw Spoonie trying to push that to the side, but I did not realize Cooks here was coming for that dunk. Pops it over him. Marky Duda, as soon as he sees his opportunity, starts flying towards the net. Good Morning hadn't repositioned just yet, and it left it open.
There it is, 3-1. 17 seconds left. Going to be a very difficult situation for Good Morning to come back. Most likely not going to, as we head into game number 2 after these 10 seconds. As Flipside Tactics are going to be taking game number 1. I can say that confidently at this point, as another one almost goes in GM's net. Flipside Tactics, game number 1 against Good Morning, and it wasn't much of a blowout. It was actually fairly close, and chances were still there for Good Morning to get some scoring opportunities.
Good Morning did make some chances. Flipside Tactics gets a little overwhelming for them on defense once in a while, but that's going to happen against Flipside Tactics, like we said, very fast. They didn't really break any signature craziness out just yet. Flipside Tactics did go with just the smart, calm tactics. They want to get in, they want to qualify.
Yep.
When you do too many things, when you overcommit, we didn't see them overcommit at all, I don't believe, or at least not even close to getting caught overcommitting, which generally with a team with the kind of pressure that Flipside can pull off, you're going to almost have to overcommit, especially when they're really pumping it out. So they're playing the smart game right now. They're leaving somebody back. They're coming up for opportunities that they could see. They're like, all right, that looks like it's not getting contested. Let's go for that. But when it's not, they're sitting back waiting for the counter hit, trying to get it in. They're definitely trying to shut down Mike Rules, as I'm sure they know exactly what Mike Rules can handle. Cooks here with a couple of really good midfield shots. But Good Morning, handling themselves quite well, other than getting overwhelmed a few times on defense and letting a few open shots go in. I mean, they kept them to only 3 goals. It was only a 1-point game for quite some time. And I think if Good Morning can amount a few more offensive opportunities, they're able to maybe play some more midfield game, get those passes in, a couple redirects. We saw Mike Rules with a nice shot from the corner. I think they're going to be able to, still keep this in.
Well, my question really is going to be once they now know how the Spoony guy plays, I mean, obviously they know how the other do, but are they going to be able to fully take advantage now? I mean, as we said, a lot of teams have been playing fairly slow and just, finding their best options, not playing too crazy right now. Is Flipside going to just now take full advantage once they find out the play style of their opponents? Because that's something a top team can do, and these guys are a top team.
I feel like they could, but Spoony, I mean, from what I watched, Spoony he did outplay a few times with some dribbling against Flipside, so they should not underestimate him, and I don't think they're going to.
Ooh, good stop from Bipod as he desperately gets that. The defense wearing thin as Flipside goes to get that first goal early on as they take game number 1, going into game number 2, looking to take it pretty quickly with the first goal, but finally, breakout chance here for Spoony. He does throw that towards the net, and there's that overcommitted. We're almost talking about Marky Duda just barely getting back in time for that one. Cooks here going to take this one down with that Octane, a follow-up from Marky. As that rolls into the corner, possession in the hands of Bipod, but he gives it away quickly. Greasy been very quick into the air for his team lately, as he's just making sure to fill that vertical space to keep them on offense. Bipod and Spoony working their way to midfield, but an easy stop from Marky Duda as he gets up in there. That one first. Pressure still on from Flipside. They haven't let up yet as they try to get this first goal, and that's going to be it right there. Bipod a little bit off on that backboard touch. Marky Duda with another one.
Bipod taking just a little bit too long to jump up. He tried to follow that through, but he was too far. Net that ball hit that back wall really hard, came bouncing out. That is generally the kind of position you want to put yourself in when you're on offense. Hit that back wall so hard it's coming out to you, forcing the defender to try and chase it. And hopefully it'll get to you first. And in that situation, my Bipod had too much ground to cover.
That seems to be Flipside's tactic right now. Worked out well as feed the ball to the box.
Yeah.
Feed the ball to the box and have Marky Duda finish it off for you. And it's working out well, but Greasy, one of his own, he just forces that one through.
Greasy getting up quick for this. The placement and the speed, as we talked about. Look at how fast he gets up for that. From the corner, he was starting to retreat, turns around. As he turns around, starts going up, gets his double jump aerial, gets up fast, above the net, above the ball, able to pound that down.
Greasy, your Northern Gaming is showing good speed to that one. And they put it in. 2 up now. Minute and a half into this one. Already ahead of the score at this time that it was last time, so they're already off to a good start. And another one there, though, but this time in favor of Mike Rules.
Mike Rules reading this. He was just up on that wall, drops back down for the pass from Spoony. He just landed, recovered, and gets the redirect. That was actually an insane-looking shot. It looked kind of subtle, but he had just landed from off the wall, perfectly recovered for the redirect.
That was actually really good, seeing it for a second time. The speed and precision from him. Spoony almost becoming the ball there. Tries to follow it up, but it's going to leave Mike Rules to try to get in the way for a contest. Bipod once again in a sticky situation. Marky Duda, he's done this before in this game. He's going to do it again, right over the top.
Bipod sitting in net just a little bit too long. He sets himself in net, and right there's the situation. I think he realized I'm not going to be able to beat Marky to this if I try and chase him out. But at the same time, sitting there and letting Marky take a shot on you, he's going to score. So you have to make that decision. Do I try and cut off this angle and try my best to get up and try and read it? Or do I hopefully think Marky Duda is going to put it in a place where I can reach it? It's one of those 50-50 shots.
It's almost less of a 50-50 knowing it's Marky Duda scoring. As you just said, he's good at those shots and placement. Very, very good at that. But there it is, 3-1. 3 minutes left, though. 2 goals down. Mike has a chance to get another one here. If he can get that in front for Spoony. Spoony was ready, preemptively up for that pass. And there's a shot towards the net. Overcommitted is going to be almost a goal as it goes off the post. Spoony was trying to finish that one off, but there's a chance for them. Good redirect from Bipod as he sends that towards the net. Does get stopped out by Cooks here, though, as it back on offense. And we're seeing Good Mourning actually starting to set up some really good team plays and watching out for each other, and that's what's going to be critical to them getting some more goals. Bipod with a shot. Sick of getting scored on. He scores one himself.
There, Bipod is getting up quick for this shot, trying to give him the same medicine that he had to deal with, forcing that defender to try and come out. Marky Duda being the last. Now, as you mentioned it a few times, some overcommittance from Flipside Tactics, which we didn't see at all in Game 1. Now they're trying to build up that pressure, build up that speed, but Good Mourning is trying to respond just as quickly.
Absolutely. Maybe that's just Mike knowing and saying, hey, guys, watch. They will start to speed up. Let's put it right back on their end. Whatever they're doing, it's working out here. And another chance. Mike and Spoony both up for that, though. Bipod ready for a shot. No one in net for that. Greasy was in a weird spot, and we're seeing it all tied up.
Tying it up, my Bipod being ready over the side. Spoony and Mike both going for that. that could have actually spelled trouble, but Bipod thankfully getting up quick, getting the bounce shot, which are so hard to read. You're always prepared for some sort of just straight shot towards the net, but when it hits the ground, you have to take that extra quarter second to try and read the bounce. Okay, how high is it going to go? As you said, Greasy was not in the most prime position to deal with that defensively, and the bounce just made it even harder.
Absolutely. And now good morning, Grandmaster. Good morning is now looking to get another one. Another bounce shot there. Marky Duda reading it this time as they're putting on a lot of pressure coming out of nowhere. We have GM just putting the works on. It was Mike gonna finish it almost. He tried to pull it out. That was exciting. The camera was perfect for that. My Bipod trying to move this one up. The pressure now really coming out, and I think Flipside getting caught off guard. Has to break out to be comfortable right now, but they are just getting caught off guard. Touch from Mike Rules going to absolutely nobody. Bipod trying to rush to that. Greasy is going to speed to that one first as he slips that one by. Back and forth right now. Chance for Flipside to start something up as they are finally broken out of their own end. Greasy with the follow through, but Bipod meets that one on the wall. Flip up from Marky Duda. Good pass, but everyone on his team backs off. They know they've overcommitted before, and they don't want to do it again coming in that final minute of gameplay. We're sitting 3-3 in game number 2. Shot from Cux here. Nice soft lob, but stopped out by Mike Rules. And Spoonie has a chance with a dribble, but bodied out and destroyed by Marky Duda. Mike Rules is going to have to win us off the backboard. A drop down right into the hands, but there's no one in net. Bipod with a bit of a miss. Could have been on target. Maybe not expecting every single defender to fly out like that.
Not expected from Flipside. I did watch that happen. All 3 defenders trying to go for that save, which is not what you see out of them. So I don't think Bipod was prepared to actually have to take a shot, thinking that net was going to be open.
We've seen a flip switched right now as GM is just putting on the work offensively, watching out for each other. And I think they realized, hey, we can pass to each other. And that's been their key thing in success so far. Still tied up, 18 seconds left. Bipod trying to put one in, secure themselves a win. To get stopped out. Oh, Greasy with a save. Marky Greasy moving up quick. Scary spot there with only one defender back. Good passing play. Spoonie aware of that pass from Bipod. Chance for Spoonie, but he puts it a little bit out of his own reach, and Greasy is going to steal that one away. Down the other end, Mike just trying to set this down, but Greasy doesn't want it to. Bipod with a chance to send it the other way as they get a demo here off the corner. Can they set it up? But it will touch the ground. And we had an overtime between Good Morning and Flipside Tactics.
We've seen incredible pressure from Good Morning. They tied this game up, surprisingly, when it looked like it was a little bit grim for them. But we saw they were keeping Flipside in their half for almost a solid minute for a while when they had some really good pressure.
Mike Rose with a chip forward in this overtime, trying to get that goal. Sudden death. Squall will get the win. Cooks here with a shot, potentially on target there. Gonna have to get stopped out. Bipod just getting there in time, but another one. Marky Duda off the back. Cooks here with the follow-up. 2 defenders in net. Mike Reels getting credit for the save on that one. Bipod trying to break it out. They need to, as Greasy and Marky Duda were in a good spot to get a play started up. Right back to their own end. Marky Duda with the back pass to Cooks here. Bipod is gonna keep that moving towards that orange side. The Flipside's end. Spoonie with a backboard shot. There's Mike Rules trying to get the soft touch towards the net, but now no one in net. Scary spot, Marky Duda, but the double demo. Spoonie coming in clutch to save his team. Holy smokes, the double demo. That was so critical to staying alive.
That looked like it was going to seal the deal for Flipside Tactics with Spoonie getting the double demo. I'm sure, honestly, even Flipside Tactics got some humor out of that. They probably were like, wow, that was actually insane.
Right? That was good. The double D going on right there. We'll see if they can turn it around, though, and get a shot or a play started out of it. Spoonie getting a little bit of karma there from Greasy as Cooks here tries to drop it down in front of the net. Mike is going to push that to midfield, but Greasy meets it. Almost got repossession of that. 2 people in net. Mike's going to be back, not seen Bipod as he rushes in. The pass to Spoonie. A little bit of a miss there, but Bipod is going to follow it up. The roll around. Marky Duda ready for that one, but Mike ready to send it back off the crossbar. No follow-up. Bipod a little bit too late to that one. Spoonie waiting patiently to send that back towards the Flipside net. And this is intense. Back and forth, sudden death. The goal that goes in next will be the win of this round. And a miss from Mike Rules. That's going to be towards the net, and that should be a goal for Greasy. If Mike Rules can't get there, Greasy will take the goal. Game number 2, going to Flipside Tactics in 2 minutes overtime. But what a showing from Good Morning in game number 2.
Good Morning really picked up this pace, and I noticed especially on defense, they were trying to meet Flipside just a little bit faster. There were a couple of opportunities where I'm like, oh man, Cooks just coming in, like it was the 3rd shot in a row. Cooks just coming in, this might be it. But they were able to get just enough of their car on the ball to try and pinch it out to the corner. And that's where I noticed, I think Good Morning picked up the pace the most was on defense. They definitely were mounting a few more plays, but look at that, 9 shots from Cooks here and no goals.
Yeah.
Which goes to show Good Morning had some insane defense. It looks a little rough, but sometimes when you realize who they're going up against, they're going up against Flipside Tactics.
Yeah.
And they're able to put 9 shots of Cooks here's away and like keep it away from their net, and that's very impressive.
Well, it's insane. Like 19 to 12 shots. That's just a lot of shots in general for a game of Rocket. That's just insane. That's a lot of offense between these two teams. Especially, I mean, in 2 minutes overtime, there was so much aggression. And as I said earlier, there was a switch flipped. That's the one.
I'll take either.
and it just something turned on for GM. Like Good Morning just went off, and they figured out what they did. It just looked like a lot of passing. They're watching out for each other, and Spoonie was coming in really good. Like, he's really surprising me right now and doing a very, very good job for his team.
He's filling the role he needs. We see Mike Rules. He seems to be a bit of the cement right now. He's looking a lot for his teammates. I saw a really good pass from him to Bipod in the middle. Mike could have tried to pop it for a lob, but instead he goes to pop it to Bipod. And we also are seeing Flipside Tactics commit a little too much sometimes. There were a few times in that game where they actually went way too far on offense. No one dropped back on defense, and Good Morning was able to advantage it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And without those overcommits goals, they could have ended up taking that a lot quicker than they did. So that's probably something they're going to be looking out for in game number 3. I'm sure Flipside is going to be like, all right, let's not leave an open net, because these guys seem to be able to score on them. Game number 3 is going to tell us, though, if they fix that or if they're going to let in a few more of those. Good morning, Flipside Tactics. Flipside Tactics are now, this game, 1 game away from getting themselves a spot in the league play and a chance to drop Good Morning down into the lower bracket where they all have to fight again for a spot. See, though, if we get that reverse sweep from Good Morning, but Flipside are the favorite in this matchup. Duda now with a shot potential. Of course, that backboard pass there for Greasy. Very smart. Greasy's very known tactic there. He will follow that one up, but it doesn't go in. Spoonie flick up there for Bipod as he sends that a little bit wide. He tries to follow it up himself, but Greasy will get a touch off the wall to send that a little faster than he anticipated. Now Mike up to Spoonie. Spoonie, the center out there. That could be a shot there for Bipod, but he's going to have to back up as he stayed grounded. And that's going to be almost a shot by Marky Dude as he tried to squeeze that one in the corner. Couldn't quite put her in. Still 0-0. We approached that just over a minute mark, sorry. And still no team finding the back of the net.
See, Flipside, when they retreat, sometimes all 3 of them will go back to net, which is kind of interesting. I think it's why sometimes they're not able to clear it out as quickly as they usually can. Almost a demo. Spoonie going to put that off the backboard, giving Mike Rules a shot.
Yes, Mike Rules going to take that pass beautifully to put in the first goal of game at number 3.
Great touch from Spoonie, just getting it around Greasy, and then Mike Rules seeing the opportunity, noticing Cooks here's flat-footed in the net, putting it to the wide side, not giving him the opportunity to save it.
No way to save that one. A lot of speed on it. That puts them up 1-0. See if they can maintain it. As Greasy tries to answer it quick, but Spoonie intercept with a shot on net. Cooks here forced to save that one. Sends it in a good spot, though. Gives Marky Duda a chance to wrap that one around in front of the net there. Spoonie, a good touch himself. Sends out back to midfield right from his own net. Forcing Flipside to try again from midfield. Not able to do so. Bipod a little bit too late to that one. Greasy super quick to the air. Miss there from Marky, but Greasy's going to follow a miss from him, too. Mike's still in a bad spot, but he knows where that shot's going. Cooks here tries to send it to the short side. Mike saves it. Miss from him. Spoonie is going to send that one to midfield, but stuck on a weird defensive situation right now. Flipside looking like they're in a good spot to start up a goal. There's Greasy trying to send this one down on target, but Mike once again in net.
Mike playing some incredibly smart defensive plays. He is not leaving this net until he knows Flipside is done taking shots. He backed up that shot from Greasy way above the net. Mike Rules backed up way deep in the net, prepared to get any kind of lob, and he's able to get it out. I think that was like his 3rd or 4th save in a row whilst back on defense.
I think that's their biggest asset right now, is knowing how your opponents are playing and their habits to be able to find those counterattack opportunities. But Cox here gets it past 1, almost past 2. Marky Duda with a follow-up, though. Spoonie not able to get it. The double jump sends him off target, and Marky Duda with another shot.
That was tough. Mike Rules tried to challenge Cooks here to force him to make a play with the move, but Cooks here being smart enough to keep the ball close enough so when it landed, he was actually able to still tap that to the right, so my Bipod got a really weak touch, leaving Spoonie alone in net.
And now we're seeing ourselves tied up just over halfway. Flipside Tactics need one more goal and need to keep that lead. They want to take this spot in the league play 3-0. There's a chance for them there, but Spoony and Bipod bullying him away. Greasy with an angled shot, though. There it is, putting them into the lead. 2 minutes left.
Like I said, from the corner, you almost never expect these. This was such a tight angle. It was almost on that back wall. But Greasy coming from the corner, giving himself the vision, giving himself the angle. He saw the net. He could see the angle he had. He pretty much just had to drill that straight forward. It was still a tough shot, but when he came that wide, it makes it a lot easier for him.
Greasy up quick once again, so fast to the air this entire series as he sends that one in a good spot for Cux here, but there is some defense. Bipod is his name. Sends that one to the side. Spoony with the 50-50. Mike taking that one low. Can he get a dribble opportunity? Not quite, just sends it towards the net. Bipod waiting for that clear. Getting bumped out now. 2 people out of position, all 3. Scary spot there for the last defender, Spoony, but he gets him, intercepts that very quickly, reading that backboard bounce correctly. Cooks here with a soft drop down to Markey, but intercepted by Mike as that gets sent down to Greasy. Some back and forth shot from Greasy off the backboard, the follow-up. Stopped by Spoony. He's doing so good at reading those backboard bounces and making sure Flipside is not getting any opportunity to put them on net.
Flipside trying not to overcommit this time. We did see Greasy way in the back, but he was able to get a good lob. A second touch, almost putting it on target, just hitting the crossbar.
Minute of gameplay left. 1 goal separates Good Mourning from being sent down into the lowers. See if they can get that one back here. Important to another overtime, second in the series. But Flipside Tactic put down some aggression here. Greasy with a good bit of patience there. Almost got that pass out. That's going to be almost on target as Markey forced at least to put it to the side so it doesn't bounce out for a shot. Greasy does get a shot. Sorry, a touch to the far side. Mike rules. Bipod waiting for Markey to do something, but he misses it. Cooks here going to be forced to follow up. Bipod in front of the net. There's a shot from Spoony, and they tie it up. 22 seconds left. And Good Mourning bring it to an even game.
What a read from Spoony. Cooksier puts that off and tries to follow up, but contested by Bipod. Cooksier and Bipod accidentally put that towards the middle. The read from Spoony to put it in net ties this game up, giving Good Mourning a chance to stay alive.
They still have a chance to stay alive, as you just said. 20 seconds left. Are they going to go for a goal or bring it to overtime? Try to get that kickoff goal. Flipside looking like they want to get it right away, and they don't want to go to overtime. They keep this aggression up. They have the chance. 10 seconds left off the backboard. Greasy knows these passes. Out back in front to Markey Duda, who ends in almost the perfect spot, but it gets stopped up by Spoony, who sends that back towards the net. Cooks here, forced to make a save as that drops down. So close to 2 goals at the end there for both teams. We hit a second overtime of this series.
Greasy with an incredible touch originally, but then we had a hard clear. Spoony trying to follow it up. Forcing Cooks here back on defense. That's the kind of situation you want to put these other teams in. You want to force them to drop back, force them to make weak touches. Sadly, it was at 0 seconds, so it dropped down. But had there been even just 5 more seconds on the clock, that could have spelled the end of that game and given Good Mourning the win.
Flipside looking to make an attack here off the backboard. Cooks here with a follow-up himself. Maybe with a Batmobile, he could have got that, but a little bit short on that touch. It goes to the side. Teammates ready for another play here. Good formation on defense from Good Mourning as they keep this ball in the corner and rotate around. Markey Duda trying to get that out to Cooks here, but he couldn't quite. Bipod all boosted up. They have a chance to break out right now if they can steal that away from Greasy. Here's their chance. Move forward. Mike is ready for the pass, but Bipod with a double whiff. That's going to give possession to Markey Duda as he tries to put one in. Almost slowly rolls that past the last defender, Spoony, but it does go a little bit wide. Pressure is on from Flipside Tactics as we're a minute into overtime now, and they can't seem to find the back of the net. Good Mourning still doing strong on defense, but eventually they will break. Flipside keeps this up. They need to break out and get a chance of their own on offense.
Good Mourning knows what they're up against, and you can tell. They are staying patiently on defense, as frustrating as it can be, not being able to take an opportunity.
But that's their chance right there. This is it. Bipod gonna find the opportunity with overcommittance from Flipside Tactics, and we're gonna go into a game number 4 as Good Mourning stays alive in the series.
Exactly what I was talking about. Good Mourning knows what they're up against. The Mike Rules knows exactly how this team plays. They understand we just got to stay patient on defense until something like this happens. A mistake, or somebody caught out, or a pinch that works really well in their favor, or just a really good clear from someone from Good Mourning. They waited patiently on defense and just tried to block as many shots as possible. They did so for almost a minute. That overtime went to about a minute 13. for almost the entire first minute, they just played defense. And most teams would get frustrated, try and cheat at a net and do their best to make it out. But Good Morning, knowing that Flipside is not going to give up, just kept it as well as they could. There were a couple of close times where it looked like Flipside was going to be able to win that in overtime, but all it took was one hard hit. Flipside didn't have enough boost. They were all up too much, and Good Morning takes the win against Flipside Tactics, who was supposed to be pretty much the best team, or other than the roster swaps, and things are a little bit different, but they came second place last season, so they technically #1 in Europe.
Yeah, and it's, as I was saying, even in the match, I'm like, eventually, Good Morning's going to break, but they didn't. They just kept at it. And I think a lot of that comes from the matchup knowledge from Mike Rules. He's probably talking to his team and saying, hey, guys, wait it out. As you're saying, wait it out. Wait it out. We'll find our chance. They'll overcommit at some point, as Flipside has been showing in the series to do. And they did it, and they found a goal out of it. And that's all they have to keep doing in the rest of the series if they want to pull it back. Just stay patient. But that's so hard to do that on defense when you're getting pummeled like that.
Oh, and you just get antsy. You're like, I want to score, I want to score, I want to counter. And for those of you that don't know, Mike Rules played with Marky Duda and Cooks here for years. Like, they've been playing together for so long. Then the minute Rocket League came out, those three were just on a team. They kept playing together, and they played all the way through. So Mike Rules knows these guys probably better than they do, to be honest. Well, he knows exactly how they're going to play.
Oh, yeah, he knows everything, all the habits. And that's why I'm saying that he can tell when they're going to have their breakout chance. And it's been showing. Any other team probably wouldn't have found those opportunities and would have broke on defense, but they're not, because they know exactly what they're looking for. It is now 2-1. Same situation as before that we had in game number 3. Game number 4, Flipside takes this win. They're going to find themselves in league play for certain. Good Morning will have to fight their way through the lowest bracket. Can the reverse sweep happen? We will find out. 30 seconds in, no goals yet. Only goals sometimes can set the pace for the match. So far, the pace is some back and forth. Spoonie sends that towards the net. Cux is forced to put it aside. Marky Greasy swapping places here as Greasy's going to roll it up the wall. Demo there from Bipod, and Marky is going to relieve them of some pressure as Spoonie tries to move it back down the field. There, can he get the touch in front of the net? Follow up from Bipod a little bit too late. No contest. Cux here is going to send that back down into the blue end. Cux here. Good pass to Greasy. Marky Duda waiting patiently, knowing nothing's going to come out of that one. A little bit too high of a bounce would have put him out of position. Now a chance for Good Morning to do what they did before on defense, find those perfect breakout opportunities and get a goal.
They so far have been comfortably shutting down most of Flipside's aggression so far, and I really like the patience and thinking play out of Spoonie. We just saw him with a dribble play after that demo from Marky Duda. He dribbled it down the field, saw Marky Duda spawn.
Oh, what a shot from Cux here to put in the first one.
Cooks here, those midfield lasers just straight towards the net, towards the top as well. Oh man, almost caught by a defender from Good Morning, just a little bit too late, wasn't able to keep it out of net and pushed it into the corner.
He knows exactly where on that car to get the most powerful shot. Corner the front of your nose, and he gets it, and another one, 2 quick goals in succession. Marky Duda getting a kickoff goal this time.
It's an interesting situation between Bipod. Marky Duda actually read Bipod's touch instead of going for the 50-50, which in this case was perfect. It bounces right off that wall. He knew it would at least go towards the middle. Yeah. I know he definitely wasn't like, I'm going to shoot this. But he knew it was probably going to go towards the net or at least towards the middle for a teammate to follow up. And in his favor, it went right into the net.
Yeah, no, that was just such a good read. Either way, I knew he would have followed it up, probably resulting in a goal either way. Marky Duda now with a pass. He tries to get another one. 2 goals down is GM. Good Morning looking to get one right now. Spoonie has a chance, but out of boost. Greasy is going to be able to take that ball away from him. Mike rolls backwards. Marky, of course, going to win that contest. Hard to do stuff when you're backwards. Mike just trying to be a nuisance here. Has a breakout chance here for Flipside. Good pressure from Bipod to keep that, at least that midfield. Back and forth gives this team a chance to get back, but pinch could have been in favor of Flipside if them went a little more towards the net there. In front of the net, bad spot for defense here. Bipod just getting that one. Spoonie forced to push that one to the side. A little bit of an awkward spot on defense. Let's hope they don't do that again as Flipside maintain the attack.
Oh, Cooks here
with a double touch. Greasy not ready for that one. Not used to those antics yet.
Taking that Marky Duda with the angle. Cooks here with that triple touch, taking it so slow, not even letting a defender come out for him. Now Marky Duda is setting that up for himself. Look at how much he just had to change his car's trajectory. It wasn't going where he wanted, so he had to arc himself back down and just nicks it into the corner.
For anyone saying I can get those wall bounces, that was a corner wall roof bounce, all the bounces together. Like, those are so hard to read. Marky Duda to be able, as you said, make those recorrections midair. Absolutely incredible show of mechanics. See now, though, if an answer can come back. 3 goals need to be answered in this last game by Good Morning. Could be a chance here if Bipod can get up quick enough. He can't. Cooks here is going to send it to midfield. Pressure from Spoonie as he tries to follow up his own pass. I'd like to see more passing plays out of Good Morning, as I've liked what I've seen out of them before when they were doing that. Could be what they need in the final 2 minutes of gameplay to get these 3 goals back. There's Marky, Greasy, and Cooks here. Both instantly break at the same time, knowing that pass wasn't going to make it out. Good awareness from both of them. It's going to be back in their own end. So try to set up a play. Down in front, shot for Cooks here, potential. Marky is going to follow it up, but Spoonie does send that one back down to midfield. And Good Morning looking a little more spread out than we saw on defense before. And they're having some trouble making some breakout opportunities here. 1:14 left. This is looking a very dire situation for Good Morning, as Flipside a good spot to take this game and clutch themselves a spot into league play as our 3rd team.
Right now with 3 goals down, Good Morning definitely has quite a hill to climb in just a minute. But as you said, they are spreading out on defense more because they're trying to give themselves more opportunity. The safe game works when they're tied up or if they're only 1 goal down. But now with 3 goals to score, it's going to be tough.
Could be a chance here. Anything can happen in Rocket League. Zats gets sent up. Spoonie getting boosted up, ready for a play to happen. All 3 of them ready. 1 defender, but Greasy reading that one right, puts it to the corner. There's a chance here. It does get sent out a little bit. Possession in the hands of Flipside as they're just doing everything they can to maintain this 3-goal lead with 22 seconds left. It's looking like it might be a lower bracket situation for Good Morning, as Flipside Tactics doing a very good job of shutting down any kind of scoring opportunity here for Good Morning. Final 10-second countdown, and I think the story is spelt at this point. We're going to have Flipside Tactics being our 3rd team, making it into league play. We're going to see a lot more of them.
What a big sigh of relief for Flipside Tactics. Congratulations to them for making it into group play. I mean, this is a momentous game to be able to now comfortably know they are 1 step closer to being able to make it to LAN, being able to make it to the finals for the both regional or international. But a great debut from Good Morning. As James said, it's so great to see Mike Rules back in the game, still competing, still in it. I think he came in with a little bit of a lighter heart for this competition, but to see him get this far anyways.
Oh, absolutely.
With and he's good friends. I'm sure they all had a blast in this game. They're all good sports. But either way, I think they're going to put up a really good shot in the lower bracket. And again, congratulations to Flipside Tactics for being one of the teams to now make it into the group stages.
As you said, a sigh of relief, but the pressure won't be off in the league play. Those are going to be the best of the best, and that's going to be hard. So we're going to find out who's going to be coming up next to have their shot at a league play spot over at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Of course, honestly, coming into today, I think Flipside Tactics, Northern Gaming, definitely in my top 2 of teams that are going to be going into league play. A little bit unfortunate, I suppose, that they ran into Good Morning, because I think they're a really good team. They played some of those matches closely. It came down to a goal here and there, and then at the very end, Flipside able to clean it up.
Yeah, big props, though, to Good Morning.
Yeah.
Flipside, the best team in Europe, finished 2nd in the first season. They kept it very close. 2 overtime games, and then I thought Spoonie played really well.
Yeah, Spoonie started off a little bit slow, it looked like, but he got more comfortable as time progressed. He was that kind of change-up that they needed in the team when things were getting kind of weird. He was the one that was going to dribble it or, slow down that pace a little bit, which you need. You need someone that's going to change and control the pace for your side rather than the other. But to hold off on that defense for so long and then transition that into that overtime goal and then tie it up or whatever they were doing, Good Morning gets due credit. I mean, they played really well.
Let's take a look at some highlights from there to see how Flipside Tactics took care of business. Again, I thought it was close all the way through. Great plays from both teams.
In season 1, in the grand finals, we saw Cookser just lighting it up. But in this series, it was Marky and Greasy scoring all the goals.
Yeah, Greasy going up for a lot of stuff, but also making a lot of saves, being back on defense. A lot of the team members getting involved And that one from Mike coming out, just putting a laser of a shot from midfield after that pass back to himself.
Yeah, and then Spoonie setting up Bipod on that, forcing the overtime. And then that double demo. That one, I'm pretty sure RLCS tweeted that one out immediately. It's Spoonie keeping his team in it.
Yeah, that's the long goal I was talking about. After holding off, they eventually had one come down, but to counter that, yet another overtime, bringing it down, and then they do the same thing, wide open net, just waiting for it, and then putting it together as a team.
Yeah, and then Cooks with that double tap, getting that triple tap, trying to set up a pass. It ended up providing enough pressure to allow Markey to come in and pass it to himself off the corner of the wall and get that goal. Flipside looking in form, and they punched their ticket into league play. But good morning, they still have a shot, and I'm excited to see Mike, Bipod, and Spoonie try to get into the league.
Yeah, after he hasn't gone anywhere, you see what Cooksy's still available to do. And then Mark, just waiting patiently. Like, you can see what these guys are capable of when they just followed up on their own. But then when you have a person that can do all that, and then you have two players of your team still waiting just in case you don't make it, it's what makes Flipside so scary.
Yeah, awesome job from them, and congratulations to Flipside Tactics. They're going to be advancing to league play for the Rocket League Championship Series Season 2. Of course, we got plenty more matches coming in your direction. This is all about Europe today. Again, North America was yesterday. 3 teams down. We got to find 5 more names. Coming up next, it's going to be Market Aces versus Cytons. You're watching the Rocket League Championship Series European qualifiers. We'll be right back.